Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So how do you keep a train going that's already pushing along very well, where you make more devices that are really solid? This is the Moto E5 Plus, and this is the follow-up video you guys have been waiting for. Let's get into it. Alright, so I'm going to start with the area where a lot of people are indifferent about, which is the screen. This is a 720p display, but for the owners that have it, they're probably going to tell you this is probably one of the better 720p displays. Now, that's not to say that it's the best display on the market, but it is better than some other displays that I have that have a higher resolution. 6 inches is a big canvas, and they employ the 18:9 ratio for this device, so you're getting a taller display. And it's a beautiful display. It is 720, and I've forgotten sometimes watching a YouTube video, I'm like, why isn't it going to 1080p? Oh, I forgot it's a 720p display. So I will say that this is a good looking display, a lot of canvas. It is, yes, once again, it is 720p, but don't let that deter you from considering this phone as a purchase, because I have a lot of phones, and if you remember the Galaxy J7, it was another 720p display that I have that it is absolutely fantastic, which is better than some 1080p displays. So the display on here, don't let it bother you that it's 720p, because most of our eyes can't even pick up 4K or 2K or 1080p in a difference. So display checks the box. Now, another area where the phone obviously shines is going to be battery life. It's such a big battery inside of this thing, 5,000 milliamps, and then you couple that with 3 gigs of RAM and a nice Snapdragon processor, you're going to get a solid performing device, which will sip on the battery. You know, you gotta have certain things in a combination. All along with the stock Android is sipping the battery, and you can't kill it. At least I can't kill it in one day. I charged it 12 hours ago, 13 hours ago, and I still have 82% left, and it's saying approximately 24 hours total on that 82%. So battery life is going to depend on what your usage is, what applications you have, how good your signal is on your phone. All these things play a part in your battery life. So the longer you keep that screen on, obviously it's going to burn battery. So with that 720p display with the 5,000 milliamp hour battery, you should be able to skate through at least a day and a half on into 2 days, depending on who you are and how your usage is. Now, the cameras is something that really impressed me. Video footage, audio from the camera, still shots definitely come out great. Now, this rear camera and front camera can do 1080p, but still shots, now normally I do camera reviews and I focus on video, but these still shots on this thing are absolutely gorgeous. I like to snap photos of the sky when I'm riding in a car or driving. I'll just pull over and stop, take a shot, or if I'm the passenger, I'll take a shot of the sky through the windshield, or I'll let the window down sometimes. And some of these shots when you're rolling 75, 70 miles an hour are just absolutely just amazing. The shutter time on here is very fast, and I think that the rear camera and the front camera, they're going to impress you much more than you might think. You might think, okay, this is a low tier phone, the cameras can't be that great, but these cameras on here are extremely impressive, and I guarantee you, at least in my experience, they hold their own, and I think they're punching way above their weight class. Now, I spoke of software earlier. Well, this is a stock software build on here from Motorola, which is what they've been doing for a while now. But you do get the Moto gesture, so I can chop twice and turn on that flashlight, twist, and get the camera going. This is just a huge plus for a pocket-friendly device. Now, the software does have a few tweaks like that. However, you should be able to flow through this software and not have any hiccups. But again, these things depend on what you're doing to the phone and what you put on the phone. Now, my experience is I keep less than 100 apps on the phone, well, 100 installed apps. So total, sometimes there's 110, but about 60 of those or 50 of those might be installed apps that are on the phone already, or things to help the phone run. But out of the box, I install my apps, and I have never had a problem with the software slowing down, lagging. Even my Moto E4 and E4 Plus run like a champ. They're still great. So the software on here is a stock Android build with a few tweaks. You can get an FM radio, which is very nice. I just keep it right on the desktop. So you have a headphone jack, so you can plug that in and listen to the radio if you don't have signal somewhere, or you work in a basement, or just want to listen to the radio. The software build on here is solid, as I would have expected from Motorola. Another feature, another place of this phone is the hardware. Now, the hardware, in initial impressions of a phone, you know, the excitement is there initially. So, you know, after that excitement goes away, you start to use this phone, you know, and you start to see things that you, or any phone, you start to see things that you just don't like about it. Now, initially, my thoughts on the hardware, it was fantastic. It's still good, but it, you know, it feels a little plasticky now, more plasticky than it did before, but it's still a beautiful piece of hardware. I won't take that away. I love the color. The sides, are they starting to look, as I'm paying attention now and looking, again, excitement is worn off. I can tell that it's predominantly a plastic phone, but it's a good looking plastic phone. It's not a bad looking phone at all. The hardware is nice, man. Again, you have a headphone jack. You do have micro USB. I really wish they would ditch this already, but you do have the microphones for canceling, and you have the nice set of cameras, the camera on the back there. It's just a good look. You got the fingerprint reader, and I like how they did the Motorola logo as the fingerprint reader. It's a good looking phone. Could they have made the top and bottom smaller? Probably, but I don't see the point. You know, you've got that huge battery, and that definitely takes care of some of the other things that I might not like so much. But most of us put a case on our phones anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Lastly, this is totally up to you. Some people can get the phone on Cricket, Boost, all these different places. Again, I have the T-Mobile version, and it costs $225. And I would say this phone as a whole, not just the T-Mobile version, I would say it's definitely worth $150 to $179, $150 to $180. Definitely worth that price. It's just a matter of what you think is something that's going to feel like in your hand, or your usage with it. But the phone itself, like I said, is punching above its weight class, and the fact that you get such a nice package is totally worth it. I mean, would I not want to pay $225? Of course, you know, but $180, that's definitely that's a good look for this phone. $150 is low end, but if you can get port-in credits and things like that, obviously go for that. But if you were paying for the phone's full cost, $180 is probably what I would think this phone would be priced at. But hey, that's just me. The J7 still goes for $250, and it's like 3 or 4 years old. So, but there you have it, man. A quick walkthrough on the phone, updated video. It's probably been a month or so now. I don't know how long it's been, but it's just a follow-up on the phone, and you'll see more to come in comparisons with this phone to other phones in the catalog. So leave a comment down below if you think there's a phone that you want to see me compare this to. I'll try to make it a point to get to it. But the Moto E5 Plus is a win-win. It's a good phone. I would definitely recommend it at this point in the game. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.